Let me be completely honest with you. Most people aren't going to fail in 2026 because they're lazy or because they're incapable. They're going to fail because they don't fix the way they think and plan right now. And if I don't fix my own thinking, then 2026 is already over for me too, before it even begins. So, this message is as much for me as it is for you. For the longest time, I made a huge mistake in how I set goals. I thought that setting more goals meant I would make more progress. It turns out, that's not true at all. All it does is create noise, distraction, and a constant feeling of guilt for not keeping up. So let me ask you the same question I've been asking myself, and be honest with your answer. What would need to happen by the end of 2026 for you to look back and say, this year truly mattered? I'm not talking about 10 things. I'm not talking about a laundry list of resolutions. Just a few key outcomes that would genuinely move your life forward in a meaningful way. Here is a hard truth I had to learn. UCA adds something new to your life without removing something else. If you want to build a new habit, you have to let go of an old one that's taking up that time and energy. If you try to chase everything, you'll end up mastering nothing. So many of us believe that big changes in life come from sheer willpower, from gritting our teeth and forcing ourselves forward. I used to believe that too, but I was wrong. The truth is, you don't lack discipline. What you probably lack is clarity. Change isn't about forcing yourself harder. It's about being brutally honest with yourself, especially about why you truly want the things you say you want. And if you're constantly telling yourself, I'll be happy when I get there, I really need you to hear this. There is no there. Happiness isn't a destination you arrive at. If you don't learn how to find peace and presence in the here and now, no future achievement, no matter how great, is going to save you. You'll just move the goalposts. And remember, suppressing your emotions doesn't make you strong. Facing them, understanding them, and working through them, that's what real strength is. Now, let's talk about habits, because this one insight has saved me years of wasted effort. I live by one simple rule, and I think you should too. Never miss twice. Life happens. You're going to miss a workout. You're going to eat something unhealthy. You're going to skip a day of writing. Missing one day will not ruin your progress. It's a blip, but missing 2 days in a row, that's the beginning of a new, negative pattern that you'll struggle to break. So stop trying to be perfect. You won't be, and the pressure of perfection is often what causes us to quit entirely. Instead of aiming for a perfect streak, plan for failure. Plan your recovery. Habits aren't a one-and-done thing you complete. There's something you return to day after day, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Have you ever wondered why you procrastinate? I used to beat myself up about it all the time, thinking I was just lazy. But procrastination isn't laziness. It's a form of protection. Your brain is trying to keep you safe. Sometimes you avoid starting a task because you're afraid of failing, afraid that you won't be good enough. Other times, you procrastinate simply because the next step isn't clear. So what do you do instead? You stay busy. You answer emails, you clean your desk, you do all these small, easy tasks that feel productive but ultimately change nothing about your bigger goals. Ask yourself this question: am I actually progressing, or am I just staying comfortable? Being busy does not mean you're being brave, and it definitely doesn't mean you're being effective. It's often just a clever way to hide from the work that truly matters. This brings me to burnout. If you feel stuck right now, I'm willing to bet it's not because you lack motivation. It's because you haven't defined the very next physical action clearly enough. When a goal feels vague or overwhelming, like write a book or get in shape, your brain will naturally resist it. That's not a sign of weakness. That's just biology. Your mind is designed to conserve energy, and ambiguity requires a lot of energy to decipher. So break it down. Write a book becomes open a new document and write one sentence. Get in shape becomes put on my running shoes and walk out the front door. Real productivity isn't about cramming more things into your day. It's about having the clarity to do what actually matters, especially when it feels uncomfortable. And while we're talking about what matters, let us discuss something that often gets overlooked in the pursuit of success: your relationships and your emotional stability. Let me say this as clearly as I can. In the long run, emotional stability will always beat status, money, and charm. If you neglect your emotional health, if you don't cultivate a sense of inner peace, no amount of external success will ever feel secure or fulfilling. Fulfillment isn't just about what you achieve. It's about how safe, grounded, and connected you feel while you're on the journey. It's about the quality of your relationships with others and, most importantly, with yourself. If you don't actively work on this part of your life, it will eventually turn around and work against you, undermining everything you've built. Now, I want you to think about the goals you're chasing. Are they really yours? You didn't choose all the beliefs and expectations you carry. Many of them were inherited from your culture, your family, your environment. Some societies reward relentless ambition, while others quietly punish it. If you don't take the time to consciously question the expectations that have been placed on you, you'll risk living out someone else's definition of a successful life, only to wake up one day and realize you're not happy. So, ask yourself, and again, be honest. Are these goals actually mine? Or did I just absorb them from the world around me? Is this what I truly want? Or is this what I've been told I should want? Your life is too precious to spend it chasing someone else's dream. Over the years, I've seen a few destructive patterns that quietly sabotage progress. I've seen them in others, and I've certainly made them myself. The first is chasing validation instead of fulfillment, doing things for applause rather than for genuine satisfaction. The second is trying to change everything all at once, leading to overwhelm and burnout. Another one is confusing motivation with commitment. Motivation is a fleeting feeling. Commitment is what you do when that feeling is long gone. And finally, ignoring the deep psychological work that underpins all real, lasting growth. If you don't address these underlying patterns, no fancy new planner or productivity hack is going to save you. So, here's what I'm doing differently as I look toward the future, and I challenge you to consider doing the same. First, I'm choosing fewer goals, but I'm committing to them more deeply. Less noise, more focus. Second, I'm defining success by my internal alignment, not by external applause. Does this feel right for me? Does it align with my values? That's the new metric. Third, I'm building my habits with recovery in mind. I'm planning for the off days so they don't derail me. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. Fourth, I'm learning to face discomfort instead of running from it. The most important work is often the hardest, and I'm choosing to lean into it. And finally, I'm planning for obstacles instead of pretending they won't happen. Hope is not a strategy. A realistic plan that anticipates challenges is. Because here's the ultimate truth. The year won't change unless you do. Things don't just get better on their own. We have to get better. So I'll leave you with the same thought we started with, the one that's been echoing in my own mind. If you don't fix this now, 2026 is already over. And deep down, I think you already know that's true. Thank you for listening. Let's make the changes that matter. Please, like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.